The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and with me is John Doe, and thankfully back from the wars, Swoosh is here.
To be fair, that sidewalk started it.
Well, from what I understand, it did. It took you down, and then you tried to beat it with your face.
By the sound of it, the sidewalk fucking finished it.
It did. Yeah, no, it won this round. It was not a fun time.
I'll get
Basically,
you next time, sidewalk.
You know you're doing well when you try and fight the planet and lose. Like, that's a great day.
Well, the rest of humanity seems to be fighting the planet and winning, so it had to have some take back.
Yeah, that is true.
It kind of sounds more like the planet just wanted, look, man, I just need an easy dub. Oh, hey, I'm going to take down this motherfucker.
Gotta fuck this guy up real good. Yeah, get him! I'm starting to think I may have pissed off some, like, low-ranking godling somewhere just for the amount of bad luck I've had recently, so we'll see how this plays out.
Although, like, speaking of Earth, like, I saw one of those sort of, like, shower thought things.
Yeah.
Which is like, the Earth is one big rock. You can stop rock climbing. You're already on the biggest rock.
It's true.
No matter what, you're at the top of that rock. From anyone's perspective, everyone's at the top of the rock.
That does sound like fun.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to step away from the fun, because, it's a rough start this episode.
It is going to be it's been a rough week, I think, just for everything.
Just companies in general being bucking dick companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's dick moves, and then there's the shit we'll be talking about this week. And it's not great.
Well, the thing it is like, I want to defend some of them, but, like, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
So we're kicking off with BioWare, who's gotten 2 runs of bad news going lately, which is, the first one is they've laid off 50 of their devs.
And weirdly, they're claiming that it's not going to affect any of the games coming out, which, to me, is a red flag. Like, getting rid of 50 devs should cause something of a delay.
But also, like, by that, it's not going to affect their games. Like, they've said they got Dragon Age coming out. They've also said, we're also working on another Mass Effect, but nothing's actually come out of that Mass Effect. Like, no artwork, no splash screen, nothing. After Andromeda, they don't have to do much to do much fucking better than that.
Just that, like, just after, they've already done that, like, 2-second trailer where they were like, we are doing more Mass Effect.
Yeah, they don't need an entire
They have mentioned the words Mass Effect somewhere.
They don't need an entire team to do that 2-second splash screen. So
maybe that's what these 50 devs were doing. They were just fighting for so much infighting. All they could figure out.
Splash screen. We need 40 people to do a splash screen. So, I don't know. I great hope for it. I fucking love the Mass Effect series, but it's no longer BioWare that made great games. It's now the husk that is EA saying, do something, make us money.
EA, I swear to God, just takes things on and reduces them down to a shadow of what they used to be.
Just look at the EA graveyard. Like, the amount of devs and companies that they've forced a shitty game out of and said, this is shit. You're all fired. You're all gone.
Well, it doesn't even need to be a shitty game.
Yeah.
I mean, EA picked up Bullfrog back in the day when, Dungeon Keeper was riding high, and they still took him out the back of the shed and shot him.
Yeah. It's
they're still milking the Sims franchise. Maxis is dead, though.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Although I don't know how that Sims thing is going to go with their new free-to-play model.
Because it will be a money printing press. That's why it's still going.
Apparently they're claiming... I've got a friend who's a massive Sims fan, and she's been watching everything happening. According to her, they've said they won't be putting in any microtransactions, but I'm guaranteeing that will change as it gets closer to launch. So...
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't put it out for free and not make people pay.
Yeah.
There's monetization somewhere.
Not in EA's mind, anyway.
Basically, it's like
Although
the base game will be free, but all the DLC you'll have to pay for.
Yeah, but the base game will be so bare bones you have to buy the DLC.
Like
to have
one
it fun.
no, like the bare bones for like the actual base game is just one really shitty wallpaper and a single chair and a single table. That's it. Like maybe a candle.
The base game is just the installer. To actually play anything is DLC.
Yes. Oh god.
Although I did read more into a couple weeks ago when we were talking about those Microsoft leaks. I did read a lot more on the stuff that Phil Spencer had been saying about AAA studios.
Yes.
And he makes an incredibly good point. A lot of these publishers exist because for a developer to get game to market and onto store shelves was very difficult. They didn't have the contacts, they didn't have all the shipping routes and printing stuff. That's essentially the role the publisher ran. You make the game and we'll get it into people's hands for you.
Yeah.
But as the digital storefronts have popped up and it's easier and easier for a dev to just go straight to marketplace, the role of the publisher is more and more becoming irrelevant. They don't do anything except take a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that means that these like production houses just disappear eventually.
It
Like,
means
they'll
that
probably
we need
mutate or
like
something.
there'll be more and more of a step away from the AAA massive production title, and hopefully
Yeah.
more mid-ground titles that come out. So
Well,
it
we've
could
been
be
saying
a
for
good
months
thing.
that we're AAA is going downhill, so
Well, you don't need to say it. Like, look at any major game that's come out in the last year. Like, it's already taken that step off the ledge. Now it's just in free fall.
It's just how big a crater is it going to make when it hits.
You do get your odd like comeback feel good stories. You do get your No Man's Sky. You do get your Cyberpunks. They've fixed that a lot, but you just see too many other craters.
Yeah.
But even then, they still cop shit for everything that happened. Like, we still laugh at Cyberpunk's abysmal launch. Like, they'll never get past that.
No,
It's
I will
just
say though, the current state of the game is incredibly good. I still haven't got around to the DLC, but it's actually a lot more fun.
Yeah.
they have definitely fixed it. They've now like given us what we wanted. But like that original launch was just
atrocious. Yeah, but I don't know. Even just the free update they've done for it for everyone to play. Holy fuck! Like that fixed what it should have been at launch.
The free update, I swear, is the main reason I'm actually kind of okay with, like, when they release a new game, I might look into it, because they could have been like, ooh, DLC.
It shouldn't
You need
require
that to get
an
the fancy
update
thing.
and a year of fucking around for it to be a playable game.
Oh, definitely. It should have been just pushed back by a year.
No. Yeah. It's,
Because that is often what the production houses do now. They're like, oh, we keep you on track. Like, you don't, though. You push things forward and then make us push out a
you
very
don't,
shitty
you
product.
don't keep shit on track. You keep trying to bring dates forward and force shit out that isn't ready to be forced out.
Ugh.
how
I swear
you blow
EA
people
must be
out.
just golding. Yeah.
I mean, EA's launched its own products against itself.
Which is hilarious.
'Cause back when I can't remember what it was coming out again. I think it was like Battlefield 3. They launched against Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
2 multiplayer shooters from their own wheelhouse. Just go fight. Why?
Which was so
Why?
weird. Like, honestly, they must have just hated someone on the Titanfall team. Just like, fuck that guy, released at the same time.
Wasn't Titanfall 2 with Battlefield 4? Because I thought Medal of Honor was Battlefield 3. Because like they released almost
remember.
the exact same game within a week of each other, and they wondered why neither of them had a massive market share. It's like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just remember the Titanfall 2 one because it was like 2 reasonably hyped games for some reason coming out on the same day from the same publisher. It's
Yeah.
just like, why are you splitting the player base, you idiot?
also, wasn't there just like in the last week or so an update for Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
And so-
the Titanfall
Oh, yeah.
2 update that fixed the multiplayer so it works again.
Yeah. And so now people are going, maybe? Come on. Is it going to be a Titanfall 3? Just do something.
I really
come
enjoyed
on,
Titanfall
that's-
2. That storyline was pretty fucking boss.
Yeah. That single player campaign absolutely would 100% be down for a Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
I still go back and play that game
Like,
occasionally. It's fucking good.
It sold well. It played well. Like, I don't know why the fuck they didn't do it, but yeah.
Well, it's really simple. EA are cunts.
Yeah.
That narrows it down. Yeah, that actually answers the question pretty fucking well.
Well, the thing is, like, It made money, but it didn't make enough money, is the problem. Because that was back in the Wild West point, where if something was making money, they'd still cancel it. They'd still shit-can something because it didn't make enough money. Sure, we paid for the production of it, but I can't buy another yacht, so get rid of it.
That's fucking...
One yacht? How dare you?
That's Square Enix idea for any Western release game. It's like, no. It sold well, but not as well as I thought it would. It is shit.
Huh. Tomb Raider sold 2 million copies. But it didn't sell 3, so failed game.
Yeah. Oh, God, it's fun to watch these things burn, but at the same time, I like games. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
Also,
Goddamn. But...
Well, that slight tangent aside...
sorry, I was just going to say...
It's going to be a very tangent film.
One little spin-off of that is the release of CSGO 2. A lot of people crack the shits that they've released a new version of CSGO 2. But there's also another whole part of the community of saying, we never have to worry about CSGO 2 now, because Valve doesn't make, like, 3s, so there'll never be another update. It's just CSGO 2 now. That's all there will
It'll
ever
never
be.
progress.
So many people bitching that CSGO had disappeared from their library. Where's my CSGO? It's because it's CSGO 2 and they updated everyone for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not CSGO. It's got a 2 there now. We don't like this. Don't like change.
Welcome to the end of the road. You'll never have to have this change again.
Yeah, it's cemented in there now.
Pretty much. Unless for some reason mysterious they're like, okay, so we internally developed CSGO 3, but we're going to release CSGO 4.
Yeah.
We're
skip
not
over
allowed
that.
to call it CSGO 3 because 3's hurt. So we're going to release it as something else.
If the number 3 pops up in anything from Valve, people will be jumping up and down screaming about Half-Life 3 within seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they could put up a Twitter post on the 3rd of, like, March or something. No, not March. No, it's March. 3rd of the 3rd. And just be like, oh my god, they put it on 3s, which means H3s. Like, guys, no.
But like, you almost get the full conspiracy theorist with a wall of pictures and the white and the red string, like trying to dig it back to the 3 or something.
Oh,
It's got a H, it's got an L. That means it must be Half-Life. Where's the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, people are weird.
I think at this point it wouldn't also put it past Valve to just be like, guys, it's a mimetic meme. Just fucking roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, like, back to the original thing we were talking about, with Dragon Age and Mass Effect, the studio who laid off 50 devs, do we know why they laid them off? Was it just a cost-cutting measure, or...
What was
Because,
the
like,
last...
the article that we have, I can't see anything specifically, stating why.
What was the last game they released after Anthem? Has there been anything released after Anthem?
50...
That's a good question, actually. Fuck, Anthem.
I don't believe so. I believe they've been in maintenance mode on Star Wars The Old Republic, which has actually been shifted off to another developer. It won't be handled by BioWare anymore.
Ooh. I'm not sure these guys will be around much. Like, this seems like EA cleaning house to me.
This sounds like EA reloading.
Yeah.
50 developers at the studio will be laid off as a result of restructuring, with McKay claiming the changes are necessary to create an exceptional story-driven single-player experiences moving forward.
They could have done that with the current team.
Okay,
That's a writing problem.
So it's not EA reloading, it's EA out buying rounds.
True.
So
Can't kill it right now. Don't have any bullets.
exactly.
Yeah.
Give us 5.
Like,
We're back in 5. I'm just going out to buy some cigarettes. We're back in a second.
yeah, just you keep playing with your toys and we'll see.
It's like in Mice and Men. Like, just let me go and look over there and tell me about the rabbits. Like, they're getting ready.
Yeah.
They're taking Old Yeller out behind the barn. Like,
Look, after the shaky performance that was Andromeda and the absolute fail that was Anthem,
yeah.
if Dragon Age Dreadfall?
Yeah.
Dreadwolf.
Doesn't fucking land it, like, I guarantee you EA's done with them.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
shoot
no.
them straight
That
up.
would have to be out the gate massive success. Like, Baldur's Gate levels, I think, for them to be kept alive at this point.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Like,
Just
EA is sitting there with their hand on the plug to the machine, like, come on.
like
Come on.
any of the magic that was there for the original like single player KOTORs or the Mass Effect trilogy, like the trilogy before they did fucking Andromeda or the old Dragon Age games, all that talent's gone. They're all
the
jump
heart
ship, so
of
you're
that
not
company
going
is
to
gone.
get that again.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
Because that's what EA does. They slowly choke out anyone who had a differing or standout opinion until all that's left is a bunch of yes men who just make what EA wants.
Pretty much all it is now is EA handing BioWare a shovel saying, you just go dig a little hole, I'm going to go out and get cigarettes. And
Yeah. Just go dig a size roughly about the size of you. Like, just dig, try and make it just a rectangle roughly as tall as you are long. And it'd be fine.
I'll tell you what, we'll be nice. We'll let you do it in the shadow of the back of this bar.
yeah. And just sit in the bottom till I come back, alright? Cheers.
God. Although, at the same time, like, BioWare is having other issues as well, aren't they?
Yeah, because of this.
Because of these 50 devs they've got rid of.
Yeah, a bunch of them are suing for better severance packages.
Things like,
Which is...
from what I could see from, this article didn't mention too much, but I went jumping around. It's less about wanting better, but more or less on what they were originally promised in
what their
original
contract
contracts.
says they should have gotten.
Yeah. But then their contracts were, I think, altered because, companies love to do this. Like, oh, you've moved position? Yeah, no, just sign this little piece of paper and you definitely had the same contract you had before. Yep, definitely. So, there was some sneaky shit, and these guys are now pushing it to the courts, which, good on them. Fucking go for it.
Yeah, 100%. As much as I love what BioWare used to be, fucking gut it.
Yeah.
Because, for 14 years of service, I think they only ended up getting about, 1 or 2 months severance.
Which is a bit fucked.
And especially
Well,
since at
someone will be
15
like-
years, they would have been with the next step up in long service.
It'll probably be something along the lines of in the last 2 months you changed jobs. So you've only been a director of a team for 2 months, so 2 months salary.
Yeah. Most likely. And a lot of places do that shit. They'll move you
Yeah,
across
they
to
do.
a different position, and then all your severance is worked on that position. It is dodgy, but still technically legal. So, gotta love it.
Yeah. That and, it'd be hard going out and finding your next job considering, what you've just been doing you can't use on your resume for NDAs and...
It's all NDA'd.
Yeah.
So you can't say, I'm working on this game because, well, bad luck.
And that, basically that means that these poor bastards who are now being released in the industry now have probably close to a 1.5 to a 2 year gap in their resume they are not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Sure, they can put
they
in,
can say-
they can put in I was at this company. It's like, oh, what were you doing there? Like, I can't say what.
No, they could say they were working on Dragon Age, but they can't, if someone went, oh, so what did you do? Oh, I was an artist. Oh, can I see some of your work?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Not for this game. I can show you shit from a couple of years back.
Yeah.
And whilst
I
they,
can't show you from the last project.
yeah, they might have a really good portfolio, but anyone there, who's interviewing them now is like, I want to see recent work. I want to make sure you're still up to par. For all I know, you could have been fart-assing around at this last job for 10 years. It's a bit annoying, and I can understand why they're pushing this to a court situation, because it's kind of fucked.
It's really fucked. I can't imagine any other company trying to do this and getting away with it, saying, this is what you're entitled to, but we're not going to do that. It's just...
Well,
it doesn't pass a
comes
pub
down
test
to-
anyway. If you ask this to anyone, hey, you've worked at this company for so many years and your contract says you're entitled to this, but they've decided that, no, you don't deserve that anymore. Everyone's going to say, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, we're getting to a point now where I think we're going to start seeing another push for a video games union, because we've never had one. Industry didn't used to have, at least in Australia. The closest thing that we had was a VFX union, which were a part of the film union and all that kind of stuff. We had an off-branch of it. But they didn't care, because video games were always considered to be a stupid thing. But ever since the whole pandemic and everyone realizing, oh shit, video games are fun, there's now more people playing, more people doing stuff, and I think in the next 5 to 10 years we are going to see an actual union start up specifically because of this shit. You can't dump 50 people into the workforce, especially people who were key writers for Dragon Age and the original Baldur's Gate and that kind of stuff, and expect to get away with it. You're pissing off veterans. They tend to know a lot of people in the industry, and then they tend to talk.
Well, I mean, Epic's decided it wants to dump 830 employees.
I'm cheering that Epic is in trouble. I feel really bad for those employees because no one wants to lose their job.
I've got to read the opening part of this article again because it just sums this whole thing up just perfectly in how bullshit not EA,
Epic.
God, I'm getting my shitty companies mixed up.
Same shit, different stink. Let's be honest.
They both start with
Epic Games. So, Fortnite maker Epic Games is laying off 16% of its staff, or about 830 employees. CEO Tim Sweeney said in an open letter sent to employees that Epic Games has been spending way more money than them earning. We concluded that layoffs are the only way, he wrote, and doing them now and on this scale will stabilize our finances.
Fucking, like, anyone who has listened to us any previous fucking podcast will know we don't like Epic at all.
No.
Epic Jail is shit. But like, I'm happy to see that this whole thing they were doing with Epic Jail and everything else was hurting them, because it was a dumb idea. It should never have gotten as far as it did, and it should not have been like pushed as hard. The fact that they've decided to lay off so many people instead of just stopping their useless business tactic confuses me. Like, they're still doing the same thing. Hell, like, they're going headlong into metaverse. Like, they think that's going to be the next thing forward. So they're going hard on that. It's like, they are making a lot of very strange decisions.
Yeah, they are. Which seems weird given the fact that they've got one of the most gorgeous and feature-rich game engines. Do something with it.
Yeah. Like,
that's what Epic used to do. They used to make their own games to show off their own fucking engine.
Yeah. I swear, like, the Epic engine is gorgeous. Like, I love the way it all works, but that's, I swear, how they make their money. And at this point, they just need to get rid of the Epic launcher. No one fucking uses it unless we are forced to.
No, they just need to get rid of the one-year exclusives.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what they need to
I
get
mean,
rid
their
of.
launch is still garbage.
I don't care if the game's released there on Steam, GOG, everywhere. Just drop them all at the same time. Zero fucks given.
Yeah.
It's that
Same.
exclusivity that is bullshit.
Oh, definitely. We already had that shit in the console market. We didn't need that shit popping up in PC.
That's why we went to PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we wanted to be able to play all the things, so we paid extra money to get the beefier machine and have access to it. But no, instead they wanted to fuck around, and now they're in the era of find out.
And they're finding out hard.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can't imagine them dumping this many people without at least a few of them turning around with a class action lawsuit just to fuck with them. And I kind of hope they do. Because I can't imagine that place would be a great place to work.
I can't imagine so either.
I can only imagine, like, people with Cat of Nine Tails made from, like, land cable, just, you know, whipping the employees. Animate harder! More Deadeye! More Deadeye! Oh, God.
So,
I mean, they just need to make another Fortnite skin pack.
Can I just say, Tim Sweeney, the CEO, or the bloke who runs all of this, who's doing the announcements of the firing of the 830 people, according to his US tax records, earned over $1 million, not including bonuses, for the 2022 to 2023 financial year.
Guaranteed the bonuses will probably like double his actual salary.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like,
So-
would not surprise me.
For the money that he gets paid for a year, how many of those salaries would that have covered?
Oh, fuck yeah. Like,
Like, if
They
you want to
could have
see
kept these- if he had
where
just
the
taken a
fucking
dip.
money's going, start at the top. Trim the top of the
Yeah.
tree before you dig out the roots.
absolutely. Like, on the plus side, like, they're making these weird decisions because they're claiming that their bottom line's being impacted by being banned on the Apple and Google Play stores, essentially. Because, like, they were fucking around there as well. They were linking off-site for in-app purchases so they wouldn't have to pay a cut to Google and to Apple. So that got them banned. It's like, oh, we're seeing losses from this. Like, yeah, because you bit the hand that fed you. Why did you
And they
do
knew
that?
what they were doing, too. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, oh, sorry, we had that function on PC and console, so we just sort of ported the whole... No, they had that whole ad campaign where they were like, we're taking down Apple.
Yeah. They were
No, you're
actively
not.
doing it. It's like, guys, this is not smart. You are doing a dumb thing, and they control how this moves forward. It's like, you know those, like, the old movies, it's like, oh, what are they going to do? Fire me? Yeah, they will. Happily.
Yeah.
Like, you have no sway here. We're going to laugh at you.
Although, do we want to talk about some people getting their actual comeuppance for once?
I
Please.
do like when people get their comeuppance.
So 5 former Ubisoft execs have been arrested following sexual harassment investigations.
Good.
Fucking
Essentially,
good.
the French police have been spending the last year going through a bunch of allegations about some Ubisoft upper management and how they allowed and or fostered a environment of sexual harassment around their company, have finally actually been picked up.
Yeah, and that included some high level. Like, there was a ex-chief of creative... like, there was a creative officer or something?
Ex-chief creative officer and the former vice president of editorial and creative services.
They are not minor roles. Like, these were high-up people using their power to be sick, deviant little pricks. I'm quite glad they've been picked up.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
oath.
same here.
Like,
Was it just the French campus, or was that other ones as well?
They were from, what was it, Montreal and Toronto.
Ah, okay, cool.
like,
Well, that's good. That would cover a few of
I
them.
don't know. If they're convicted of it, they should be dragged out in the middle and publicly flogged. Like,
Oh, fuck
these
yeah.
are the people. This is what happened. And then flog the guts out of them. Like, it's...
Yeah.
they'll-
It's like, and this is not the first time this has happened in the industry, like, this year, I think. It was, like, not too long ago, there was another
No,
thing.
the Blizz one was the big one, and then this sort of came out after it got a little bit overshadowed, so I think a lot of people have forgotten that this investigation was even happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's also been a lot of these things from those accusations at ActiBliz before Microsoft stepped in to purchase, which some people thought that was only released to drive the price down. But, yeah, there's been a few things fucking come out, like, of this bloody vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's horrible, I hate it. But, like, we've been saying for years, people are cunts, never trust them. But it's just... It's good to see that these guys got picked up, though. I just hope the charges stick, because the guys that they've pulled out tend to have a lot of money, which means either dragging court cases out or just paying a shit ton of money, and suddenly things go away.
And, look, I'm just going to say it, despite how much I'm just going to sound like some dude who's just, spruiking for no good reason. I'm really happy this is happening, because we know a few too many females in game development. I would hate to think anything like this was happening to them.
Fucking oath.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, good. These people need to get fucking done.
Yeah. Like,
If not by the law, then we'll just turn up
Well,
with a couple of baseball bats and a shovel.
I'm a very big proponent for, like, name and shame. Like, you've done that, you shouldn't be able to, bury it under the carpet and say, I've moved on from it. No, fuck you. You did this. People should know that you did this. Like,
Well, I mean, I'd say the two guys' names, but their last names are in French, and I've got no hope.
Yeah, we would just end up embarrassing the French with our pronunciation there.
It's Serge, and the other guy's first name is Tommy, but I cannot even get close to their last
I don't know.
name.
I don't know if we've got any French listeners, but Philippe Frogfucker and Johnny Eiffel Tower. Who the fuck knows?
Pretty much, yeah. This coming from Bruce, and Bruce, but yeah.
Well, do we want to move on from that to something that I hope will bring a little bit of joy to you?
I mean, 5 sex offenders getting caught is pretty joyful, but if you want to improve on that, I would not say.
Yeah, but that's in, I'm happy that's happening, but it's a terrible thing that it needs to be happening at all.
Yeah,
this
it
is
is.
just purely probably going to make you feel good.
Oh, absolutely. I could do with some lightness.
So, either of you been following any of the fun shenanigans that's been happening with Trump's fraud suit in New York?
I have not been following closely, but I've seen a couple of things pop up.
So, I have two things, and they're both wonderful. Trump goes in for his first day of trial. No jury. He's pretty pissed about this, because there was supposed to be a jury for this thing, because he was hoping he'd be able to talk his way out of it.
Yeah.
One of his lawyers didn't check the box when they were submitting the paperwork for this to request a jury.
Oh, yes.
It's hard to play to a crowd when there's
fun.
no crowd.
I like that. That's fucking hilarious. Someone's getting fired there.
What's great, though, I gotta try and find it. I can't find it right now. There's a photo. And there's Trump in the middle, looking fucking pissed. And there's the lawyer that fucked up and didn't tick the box, looking kind of sheepish off to one side. And the other lawyer, biggest shit-eating grin. No. This is for Trump's legal team.
Yeah.
That it's not an opposition guy. Dude got paid up front.
Oh, yeah. Like, that's gotta
Doesn't
be the
matter.
contract.
Win, lose, I don't care.
Zero
I got
fucks
paid.
given, bud.
Yeah.
Dollar bills,
Fucking
y'all.
A. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
So, that's thing number one.
Ooh, it's a second thing.
Yeah, there is. So, Trump being Trump and unnecessarily connected to his internet connection. In the courtroom, they have these computers and they have internet connections. And of course, Trump's hanging out on his, Trump Truth fucking social media thing he started.
Oh, that's right, 'cause it got banned on Twitter or something, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's probably allowed back on if he just asked Muskie, but you know.
If he pays him the $5 for a blue check mark, it'd be fine.
So, what Trump did is he's in court and he finds the social media account for the judge's clerk
Oh.
No.
posted on Truth and has a big tirade on it.
No. Really?
Day one, he gets a gag order issued against him saying he is not allowed to live tweet or whatever you want to call it, anything to do with the court case.
Fucking A, as it should. That is creepy and a little bit fucked up.
I mean, what the fuck did you think was going to happen when you post a tirade in court about the judge's clerk?
I'm gonna go cyberstalk this guy and write a nasty blog post staring at him the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, man?
I think they've actually redacted his name. I think it's Donald Karen Trump.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Like, I swear he's just an Oompa Loompa that someone,
That
increased the size of.
That Willy Wonka said, "Get the fuck out of my factory." God damn.
Yeah. He's like a photocopy of a caricature of a person. He's so fucking weird. And I say that as a weird person. But, fucking...
You've really got to worry, America is, the massive superpower for the West. The best they can put forward is Trump or Grandpa Joe.
Yeah.
God fucking damn.
Oh, did you see the latest thing with Biden, though?
What's he done now?
The Q card.
No.
No.
What was that?
He had a Q card for a meeting that literally just told him everything he was supposed to do.
Nice.
It was like walk in, sit down, give 3 compliments, get up, leave.
Wow.
This is the best thing you can put forward to lead your country.
Oh,
There is more things wrong in your fucking country. God damn.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, they tried using Trump as a puppet, then realized, fuck, he's loud and obnoxious and we can't control that. We don't have enough gym badges. Meanwhile, they've brought in Grandpa Joe, who's this guy's a lot easier to control. Oh, he's asleep again. Oh, fuck, he's fallen down some stairs. Ah, shit.
Alright, here's the list of instructions he had on this Q card. You enter the Roosevelt room and say hello to the participants. You take your seat. Press enters. You give brief comments. This note with press departs. You ask Liz Schuler, President, AFL, CIO, and questions. You take participants. You depart.
Wow.
And every time the word "you" is capitalized.
It's This
Hey,
is...
hey, snap up. That's you.
Yeah. You know what this reminds me of? Like, they went from having, was it Dudley Dursley as their president, just jumping up and down the stairs, screaming about the presents not being enough, and then they've moved on to just the special ed kid who had to have their address pinned to their jacket, like, in case they wandered off.
It feels more like they've gone, right, we need someone who can just jam in there for 4 years, who's not going to survive 8 years. That way we can get him out quick and replace him with someone, like, let's spend 4 years trying to find someone who can actually do something.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there is anyone who can actually do anything. Have you seen the pictures of, who's, my brain's just gone dead on the last president before Trump, because
Obama.
Obama! Have you seen him when he first went in and when he finished
the photo of before and after is
yeah,
he's weathered, like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, he has seen some shit.
Yeah, that job ages you like 30 years in 8.
I still maintain, you know how the Americans and all the other countries aliens exist again. I'm not believing them on the sole reason that if they did have them at Area 51, Trump would have tweeted about it a long time ago.
He would never have been allowed near the gates.
Yeah, that is true.
Tell me about Area 51. No.
But I'm the president! That doesn't matter. We ain't giving you access. Fuck you, buddy.
You don't just need a blue check, mate. You need a little more clearance than that.
Maybe Trump is just a lizard person whose suit is malfunctioning. Its pigmentation is wrong. Just, he doesn't take his human skin off to sit under the heat lamp.
Or he sat under it for far too fucking long. That's why it's orange.
Oh, God. But, is there actually a chance he might see jail time from this? I really hope there is.
He's got too much money to see jail, man.
Yeah.
At most, house
one of
arrest.
his golf courses.
At most, house arrest, and they'll take his phone off him. And
I don't think they'll ever be able to pry that from him.
Well, they'll take that phone off him until the next model of iPhone comes out and he gets another one given to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about as much as you'll see of it.
At the very least,
pretty sure
I think if he gets convicted, he can't run for president again. If he's a felon, he can't be a president. Yeah,
No.
Which is what everyone wants. This is why they wanted to wrap up quicker, because he's pushing to jump in the next election. It's just nah, fuck you.
I'm genuinely surprised that on his last day of office, he didn't come out in his big speech say, by the way, I pardon myself, I'm out.
Because they can't. It is a thing that's actually in there somewhere, I swear. Because they can't pardon themselves and they can't pardon family. But yeah, I'm honestly surprised that he didn't try and pardon Joe Exotic just to get everyone on side. I still found it funny that Joe Exotic thought he was going to be pardoned so much that he hired a limo.
Yeah, he's outside the prison because he thought he'd be walking.
Yeah, he was so fucking sure of it too. Oh, so
How
dumb.
fucking narcissistic do you have to be for that?
About as
Joe
narcissistic
Exotic,
as trying to kill someone for shits and giggles. So, well, at least hiring someone to do it, you know.
Yeah. All depends on the
man.
shits and giggles and the person, I guess.
Yeah, true. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens to America going forward.
By the look of it, it looks very much like the last days of Rome.
It really does.
We're just waiting for someone to bust out with a fiddle while
And
everything
that's not
burns.
good,
No,
though.
it really
Yeah.
isn't.
Rome didn't have nukes. That's the scary part.
It's less the Rome doesn't have nukes thing and more of, okay, a little too much of the world, whether we like it or not,
Relies on them.
leans on the United States.
Yeah.
At least on their dollar.
So if the United States falls over, it's like, oh fuck, that's a
Yeah.
big shadow that's about to
Yeah,
fall on
this
us.
post
Not-
was
not just
rotting
that,
in the ground. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Things if the US goes down, A, they won't go down without a fight. That's going to be hilarious.
fuck, man.
But B, even if they do just implode into a civil war amongst themselves, Russia and China will trip over each other trying to take what they can and end up in a punch-up, essentially, and fuck each other over.
Not
So,
Well, I think if the Ukraine shown us anything, China can win that fight.
probably. But,
A bunch of farmers took down Russia.
yeah. Yeah, well, actually, no. Russia took down Russia because they mostly just walked across the border. Like, yeah, I'm out. Bye. I'm no longer in Russia. Awesome. I'm not Russian anymore. I'm Ukrainian. Goodbye. Oh, fuck. The amount of I haven't seen much about. I haven't caught up on that stuff recently. Has anything actually popped up from Ukraine recently?
I haven't had anything particularly major other than, fighting continues.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised at least one of his generals hasn't popped Putin in the back of the head. Just get it done with. Take over.
I think he's disarmed everyone within a 20-foot radius of him.
Probably.
Scopes are now illegal. No one's allowed ammunition.
Guaranteed every one of his generals now checks the floor plan for any room they meet him in to see if there's a window.
Is there a window?
Are there windows in this room? No? We are safe.
We only meet in central building rooms. No, there's only one door in, there are no windows, we can't move near any windows. And nothing above the second story.
Oh, fuck. The amount of doctors who have fallen out of windows in Russia.
Roving bands of hotel windows, man. They're fucking dangerous.
They'll fucking get you. Cheeky things, though. Sneak right up on you.
So, do we want to talk about something about a person I honestly thought had stopped working in the games industry?
Sure.
It's someone I'd yeah.
So,
this is horrible.
Someone I thought was dead.
This is something that actually has a slightly more depressing part to it, which I will get to. But Peter Molyneux's back.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who that is, that's a good thing.
He's the guy who...
Well, actually, sorry. It's a bad thing. Because he used to be good.
Yeah.
He used to be in charge of making some of the best games that have ever...
There are some really good games under his belt, which is fucking annoying.
He was responsible for the first Fable games. Which...
Yeah.
And so many others. But...
1 through 3.
I more remember him for Black and White.
Black and White was a good game, actually.
See, I never really got to play
the
Black and
God
White,
game.
but the first Fable game, I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Like, when he came out and said for Fable, at the beginning of your game, you'll be able to plant a seed, and as you play through the game, you'll grow up, and you can come back to that tree that you've planted to harvest the fruit. It's going to be a living world. No.
Yeah.
No.
The only useful thing is when he lied back then, he still produced something that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
honestly,
that was the start.
It's like watching the entire games industry and what they're doing collapse into a person, essentially.
Yeah.
Because it started off really awesome, and then just the money started coming in, and he started getting corrupter and more shit, and then he started doing what we're about to start talking about.
So, if anyone wants to know, the bit where he really started to fall off the line was when he... I know a lot of people say it's Curiosity. For me, it was Milo.
Yeah.
If you even remember what Milo is.
It's an awesome drink.
Yeah. Delicious drink.
Yeah, that's right.
Multi-goodness.
Yeah, right.
If you don't live in Australia,
quality cereal,
look
too.
up Milo, get Milo, enjoy life.
Big heap spoonfuls.
It's You put your Milo in the cup, and then you get a little eyedropper and add milk.
Yeah.
You get your massive tin of Milo, and you say, look, there's milk over there, and then you proceed to get a spoon, and then you choke on it and cough Milo everywhere. That's a prescribed dosage of Milo.
And then you admit defeat, get ice cream, and just top it with Milo.
Oh,
You're good.
fucking oath.
Ice cream and Milo.
Vanilla ice
Fuck
cream.
yeah.
Mm.
On
Tasty
every...
as hell.
Put it on your cereal. Just sprinkle it over the top.
Yeah. We've gone on some
better if you put Milo
tangents. This
cereal.
is probably one of the weirder ones.
Fuck off! Milo deserves it.
That is
Fucking
true.
oath it
Milo and Tim-Tams both deserve a tangent of their own.
Milo, Tim-Tams, Vegemite. The proper way to eat fucking Vegemite.
Yes, the
to eat
proper
fucking
way of eating
Tim-Tams.
Vegemite.
I will admit, I have never done a Tim Tam slam with Milo.
I have.
Pretty good.
Everything.
I gotta assume it's
If
correct.
I've got Tim Tams, everything is getting slammed. I go to the fridge and work my way through every shelf. Milk with everything, just... Yeah, Tim Tam packets don't last
Come on,
long.
that slightly extra gooey center to the Tim Tams, just like...
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, if you're someone not from Australia, or hell, even if you're from Australia and somehow you haven't done it before, seriously, bite opposite corners of, suck a warm drink through it.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Doesn't
worth it.
even need to be a warm drink. You can suck cold milk through it, and it's just as... so good.
All I can imagine is there has to be one person in America listening to us going, what the fuck have they been talking about the last 5 minutes?
Look, man, I will concede that it is good with cold beverages too. But warm beverages
yeah.
slightly warm up the chocolate
Oh
on the
yeah,
inside
you
of the
get more of
Tim-Tam,
a
and that's something
you get more of a
special.
goop. But the cold one, you get soft, but you also get that little bit of crunch with it. It's just a little more satisfying on the outside edges.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
Fuck,
I think it depends what Tim-Tam you
Oh,
have.
double coat.
Yes,
got to be
definitely.
double coat.
Double coat always for a warm drink. Like,
Oh,
double
you
coat
have
has
to have
be the
double
one
coat
that.
for warm drink, or you just end up with smush in your hands.
Which is still
But I mean,
good.
like, some,
Oh yeah.
some of the Tim-Tams are more biscuit-like.
Yeah.
And, like, with those ones, to be like, hell yeah, you definitely want to go with the cold.
See,
you don't want those to
single
get soft.
single coats are more biscuit like. So you could do a cold drink with a single coat. Double coat's got to be a cold drink, a warm drink.
Oh, yeah.
But the
Yeah,
flavored
yeah.
ones, you only get 7 to 8 in a packet now. They used to be 12.
Yeah.
But fucker shrinkflation.
bullshit.
And
Gotta
now
love it.
it's only the plain ones you still get bloody 12 or 14 in. It's shit. It's a fucking
Well, I think I'm
travesty.
going
It's
to Woolies after
un-Australian.
Are we having another Arnott's fight? Let's do this.
Oh,
Like,
the Arnott's
Fucking
balls are a
Arnott's.
fucking thing.
Still a great company to work for. I used to work for Arnott's Biscuits, and that's actually a really good factory to work at.
so basically, it's a love-hate relationship. We hate them because they keep taking away our delicious Tim Tams, but we also love them because they give us Tim Tams.
Because they're
At the same
Australian
time,
owned.
They did. That is the only factory I've ever worked in where I nearly died.
I've been in
Nice.
several.
Did you almost become Tim Tams, like fall into the giant open vat, or do they not play by
okay,
Batman
that's
rules?
so-
That's that old
I worked
joke.
on the-
He drowned in whiskey. He got out 6 times. He got to the bathroom, but he drowned in whiskey. Like I would drown in the cake mix. Like I'd drown in the biscuit
Yeah.
mix.
Where I was working on the automated line at the end of the production, where all the robots put the biscuits in the packets.
That's a dangerous spot
And
to
at
work.
the time, the way it functions is they get forklifts to put a big pallet of biscuits in the back end of the cages, and they get 2 big pallets of them, and the robot will run all day off of those. At the time, they were having a problem with the return sled for the carriers for the biscuits. So my job at the time was to go around with a broom. You can't go into the cage while the robot's on,
Yeah.
but we need the sleds back. So I'd go around with a broom, lie down on the ground next to the side of the cage, stick the broom under and pull the sleds out.
Safe.
The problem is, the way this was
Australia.
supposed to work is the robot would get the biscuit sled, try and put it in the return slot. The return slot wouldn't register, and what it's supposed to do is just drop it on the floor, which is what I would then pull out. But they were having a malfunction. All of them were doing it, where they would decide that they would spin around and then pitch the sled against the cage. So I'm lying on the ground with like sleds slamming on the cage above me while I'm trying to do this fucking job.
Nice.
Oddly enough, this isn't how I nearly died. But for me, what I had to do was walk along the back of the cages, which is considered safe because the robot can't reach that far.
Yeah, but it can when
But
it's
I'm
holding the
walking
sled. But
Sorry?
it can when it's holding the
No.
sled.
It can't, and they also are physically, well, technically, incapable of pitching the sled into that open space.
Yeah.
They're programmed to only ever pitch them in the cage edges. What happened is there was I think, I can't remember, it's been a while, I think the pallet was slightly too far in. The robot's come around to pick up the sled, and it's pushed the entire pallet over.
Ooh.
If I'd been walking slightly faster, I'd have been crushed under a sled of biscuits.
But what a way,
What a way to go.
Yeah. So I genuinely like curious, like the Arnott's factory, does that have like the best smoker room ever? Because they would never run out of bickies. Like, oh shit, we're running low on creams. Go out to the factory floor. Like, if they didn't have the best bicky selection, I would be genuinely pissed. Like, that would need to be in the contract.
It's better than that. It's better than that. In their actual documentation, and you sign this when you start to work at Arnott's Biscuits, it says, and I always remember this line, at any time, please feel free to take a biscuit from the production line and consume it. If something tastes wrong, please tell someone.
Nice.
They actively encourage you to do it. And if you have never had a fucking Arnott's Biscuits fresh out the oven, you are missing out, motherfucker.
I would be so
I have
fat.
had I've had every biscuit that factory makes fresh out the
I would
oven.
be
Are they
so
hiring?
fat,
The
and
best.
they would never sell another packet because the factory line would go past. He's like, one for me and one for me. And blah, 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 blah.
Oh, we all have 3D printers. Within a week, you have printed your own conveyor belt just to siphon off the
and if you
side.
like Homer Simpson in hell with the donuts, it's like, okay.
Yes.
I didn't go into the smoko areas because I don't smoke. But I'd go into the internal break areas on the factory floor, and there'd just be bins of them. Just any biscuit. Fucking go ham.
Fucking
In every
amazing.
break room, just bins and bins and bins of biscuits.
Honestly, like, I think they, I'm guaranteeing the machine that tried to kill you there was, like, haunted by the ghost of your dead Tamagotchi or something. Like, so, that's the guy who didn't feed me for 3 years! Get him!
Let's kill him with food. It's an ironic death.
But, like, quite honestly, that place was great. Like, the work wasn't that bad, aside from the near-death. The whole place is air-conditioned. The break rooms are really good. Tea and coffee, all unlimited. Every biscuit type you could fucking want. If you actually went out, when you went on your actual full lunch break, they had a actual chef making lunches for ridiculous discounts.
Jesus.
Full locker rooms. They launder all of your uniform for you. You just come in and get it out of your locker.
What the fuck are the rest of us doing? Like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
like-
There should be a lineup out the door and around the gate of just applications like, put me on, please.
Okay, best bit. You get to go to the employee shop. Now, the employee shop is where they sell all of the defect biscuits. What do you think qualifies as a defect?
A slight crack in one biscuit.
It looked
That
funny.
could be one, but you're also assuming that it's a visual thing.
Oh,
5
God.
grams underweight.
Ha! Nice.
Literally nothing wrong with the biscuits. It's just underweight.
Like, I was just like,
And-
what's this new
and they'll
batch?
sell you-
We filled it with nothing but cream. Ooh,
And then they'll sell you those packs of biscuits for like 20 cents.
nice.
I work in a winery, and I recently went into our cellar door, and they were selling the piccolos of Prosecco, like the little 200ml bottles of Prosecco. And when they filled them up, someone had mucked up the dosing amount, and they were all 195ml. So we couldn't sell them over the counter. So they sold them to staff of boxes of 24, 48, like you could scale it up to as many bottles as you wanted.
Yeah.
For the more bottles you bought, the cheaper it got. So
Of course.
I bought 48 bottles of these little piccolos for, I think it was 80 cents each.
Nice.
And it's like, that's Christmas sorted out. 4 for you and
Not-
4 for
yep.
you and 4 for you. And that's
Not
Christmas
gonna lie,
stockings done.
I was kind of expecting you to like have an entire room in your house just full of bottles, like that guy in all the math questions. Like,
If Dan has 300 bottles of Prosecco,
Of Prosecco.
and gives away 100 bottles of Prosecco, how many does Dan have? None, because Dan doesn't drink fucking wine. He's given all of them away.
Dan died days ago. He's been pickled.
But seriously, the Honest Biscuit Factory was one of my favorite jobs I've ever done.
Nice.
I mostly ran a machine called a Donesta, which is the one that puts the plastic containers for the biscuits onto the conveyor belt. It was the most turn off your brain machine I have ever run.
Nice.
You pretty much just load one machine, walk down, up the other side to the other machine, load that machine, and by the time you finish loading that machine, you need to walk back down over the other side and load the other machine. Do that for 7 hours. You just turn your brain off, and then you're like, ugh, shift's over.
Chefs, oh no, you snap out of it when the chef's like, would you like tasty things for cheap? Like, yes.
For 4 hours, my entire brain would be on cookie, 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 cookie.
If the three of us like work there, we'd just be like, everyone has to up with a hat with a cookie monster on it. Just like, yes.
You take one of one conveyor, fill up the line, walk to the other side, fill the line, one off the conveyor. By the time you walk back, you have another one.
Yeah.
Oh, I would weigh 300 pounds. They would need to roll me the fuck out of there. Like, god damn.
I think I calculated it one time in like one day. I moved something like 4 ton of biscuits.
Nice.
I would consume 4 ton of biscuits in a day without a worry in the fucking world. Like, they needed, like, the Milko truck would need to turn up just to bring in more milk for the dunking. Just
If there was like a dairy farm next to them, I'd be kind of disappointed.
that would be fucking real trouble.
All I can say is if you ever get the opportunity to work, if someone listening to this ever gets the opportunity to work at Honest, just fucking do it.
Yeah. Do it.
Or if you want to, like, the real fucking sugar hit, you'd melt ice cream and dunk a bicky into that, because then you got the creamy. Oh, that's a proper diabetes hit right there. But god fucking damn.
The only downside to that Arnott's factory is it's not the one that makes the chocolate bickies.
That is sad, but fair.
It only makes all the normal bickies and the creams.
The creams are
do
good,
the chocolate
though,
bickies.
like-
Oh yeah,
There used to be
fucking
an Arnott's factory not far from here, and they only did the Anzacs and that style of bicky, because they did a lot of whole grains here. But that closed a long time ago, and they moved it down to Melbourne. And it's been shit ever since. Used to smell bickies when I was a kid. Like every weekend, you
still
walk
got-
outside, bickies.
But you still got the
The one
Egan
down
factory.
south
That's
does
always
all the
good.
chunky ones.
Yeah,
Go get you some chicken.
oh, we got plenty of chicken. But
Oh.
we've got a really
Actually,
shit
like-
KFC though, which is weird.
Which is fucking strange. But we probably should get back to the original conversation of this one. Because,
Yeah, I was about to say, so I haven't actually told you the slightly depressing thing about what's been happening with Peter Molyneux. So, Cliff Notes again. Milo was his first thing that didn't really take off. Then he did Curiosity, which was the cube clicky thing, which his prize was becoming a god in the next game he makes with a profit share. That was Goddess, and Goddess
Fucking
failed so
flopped
hard
hard.
and never delivered.
yeah.
And now he's starting a new project called Legacy, which is a blockchain-powered game.
I want blockchain.
Whatever
to
the
go.
fuck that is.
It's just got to be a scam. So basically, he's gone into a scam mode. Like, there's too much game in my game. How do I get money without actually making a product? Blockchain.
See, here's the really depressing bit, though. And I'm just going to read this paragraph because I can't think of any better way to trim it down. Essentially, concerning the possible success of Legacy. None of that may matter in terms of Legacy's success. As noted, in the 2021 pre-sale of Land in Legacy were a runaway success, earning well over 13,000 ETH, worth $54 million
Yeah.
in real money. Although that has since declined to about 22 million because of
Currency
crypto
change, yeah.
one unique plot sold for more than 220 ETH or $900,000.
I bet those people are
Wait.
really happy with the purchase.
Yeah.
So they've already made a shit pile of money off of Legacy and it hasn't even launched.
wow. So I'm assuming old PD is just going to disappear. Like,
I mean, I kind of wish, like, I hate saying this about someone who made some such, like, honestly baller shit. Molyneux needs to just stop.
he needs to retire and go away.
Well, this isn't the first game that's come out that's never actually released, but keeps making money hand over fist year after fucking year. Like, there are other fucking scam games out there.
Star Citizen! Sorry.
I wasn't going to be that blunt, but yeah.
I will be that blunt. Star Citizen needs to stop taking money.
Fucking own
Yes.
and actually
It needs
release
to actually-
something. Do a full release of anything.
Pretty sure the only thing stopping Star Citizen from being a pyramid scheme at this point is the fact that there is a somewhat playable version, despite the fact that
Yeah.
it decides to cark itself every half hour.
It's a pyramid scheme
Yeah.
that's only one level. It's give us money.
Yeah. Yes, it's
We're
just the point.
we're just waiting for the next level of like, okay, you give us money, but you find someone else to give you money for it. That's the
Yeah.
only thing
Yeah.
we're waiting for.
Like, the way...
But that's built into it though, because
Yeah.
they want to get all the stuff that happens with Eve to happen, where people set up corporations and shit, which means they would be paying people, which means the pyramid takes
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
But they have to
Fucking
actually
Eve.
release something for that to happen.
Yes.
They would, but they will never do that.
The game will never release. Never in a full state. It'll be in perpetual beta.
And even once it does, after people have gotten the creation kit for fucking Starfield, they'll turn it into Star Citizen, and then Star Citizen won't have a fucking leg to stand
The
on.
first thing I expect to be ported in for mods is going to be the ships from Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that. Like, someone's just going to pirate them and be like, fuck it. Here, have a free version of the $1,000 ship.
Yeah.
Ah, it'd be great. But, oh man. I don't like where gaming is going, because, like, you know, Ready Player One. Like, not great movie, better book. But in the movie where they show the corporate side of it, people just locked into cubicles, playing games and grinding shit, I think we're heading towards that dystopian future, and I don't like it.
Yeah, but
I don't think I think we're game developers want us to go there.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that the gaming community has been fighting it.
yeah,
Yes.
and like the indie devs and A developers, like that whole middle ground of game dev is really fucking holding that back, because it's only the AAA that have been doing it, and the shit that they've been releasing is their biggest fucking hurdle, because they can't produce the quality that they used to and get the fucking money out of it like they want to.
I think that's why a lot of them are getting so miffed about things like Baldur's Gate and other like AA games doing well. It's because they're losing that power grasp they had. Like, they don't hold all the cards anymore. So they can't just be like, fuck it, they'll pay what we tell them. Like, oh shit, they're not doing that anymore. They're going over here and having fun. How dare they?
Well, that and like all those big developers are like, oh, we have to spend $2 million on a game. No, you don't.
Yeah. Like, you really, really don't. You can get a
You
really
do that
good
yourselves.
investment
You
back off it.
don't have to fucking do that.
It's when games started becoming investments for people is where the soul dies. When people make a game or make any product because they really enjoy making the thing or the thing that they're making in general, you get good products.
Yes.
When it becomes a business tactic, you start getting things like light bulbs that burn out within 6 months, despite the fact we have the tech to make them last for fucking ages.
Yeah. Corners start getting cut.
Yeah.
Was it planned obsolescence?
Yeah. Built-in obsolescence is horrible. I hate it. It exists in everything, and it should not be a thing.
It's Apple's entire business model.
Unfortunately, it's how companies make money.
Yeah.
It's actually a company that kickstarted. I can't remember what it is. Off the top. It was a sort of like a countertop cooker, sort of like an air fryer, but kind of closer to a crock pot.
Yeah.
Did incredibly well on Kickstarter. Everybody who received it fucking loved it. They, of course, then went, okay, well, we'll sell them, and then shitloads of people bought them, and they loved them. Company went under.
Yeah.
Because once everyone who wanted it bought it, they didn't have a market anymore. And since they weren't breaking, people weren't buying replacement ones.
Yeah.
That is like a downside, but honestly, I just want to open a country that's just... Oh, not a country. A company that's just called Because Fuck
Actually,
You.
Swoosh, you need to open a country.
I do. I am a cunt, so I'm halfway there. But I just got to try. But one of the things I would love is you open a business that all you do is you sell the long-lasting shit, but multiple things of it. It's like, we make like lifelong like light bulbs. You'll never have to buy a light bulb again. But we also sell other shit.
Yeah.
Just constantly pivot to a new product that lasts forever.
Your light bulb will never burn out, but the switch will fuck up every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Just move the obsolescence to something else.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, on that absurdist concept, I think we could finish up. We're out past an hour. Y'all have a good one.
Go buy some cookies.
Oh, the cookies. See ya.
No.
Cookies.
Bye.